You know, everyone makes mistakes. Every entrepreneur makes mistakes. Every leader makes mistakes, but it is important to learn from these mistakes. I mean, the thing really is that you can't really improve if you don't make mistakes, because you don't learn from your successes, really. Thomas Watson, the founder of IBM, even had this saying that he wanted his people to double the number of their mistakes just to learn more. Hey, my name is Armin L. Rao. I'm the founder of A. Leonard Rao, the Entrepreneur's Entrepreneur, and I would like to help you to become a great leader. So if you don't want to miss any tips, tricks, tools, and methods about leadership for entrepreneurs, subscribe to my channel now, and I'm more than happy to have you. Today's lesson is about learning from mistakes. I would like to share with you the 3 biggest mistakes that, from my point of view, I have made as an entrepreneurial leader in the past and what I've learned from them. Mistake number 1 is being too close to your team and not keeping the right distance as a consequence. That normally does not work that well, because there are not many people who can actually discern between a personal relationship and a business relationship. I only had this once in my career with a fantastic team of high performers and high potentials in London that worked, and here it worked really well because they could discern between this personal relationship with me as a friend, and on the other hand, when we talked business, it was no nonsense and everybody would respect my final decisions after the discussions that we had. So what normally happens is that once you are too close and you're presenting yourself as a friend, what happens is that people misinterpret this in a way that they think, oh, he's my friend and I can do anything. So at the end of the day, there's a high probability that they also think that your decisions are not decisions but recommendations, which is a thing that you don't want to have, because your team is going to lose direction. You're going to lose a lot of energy with discussions on why things should be done. You are inclined to justify yourself and all that. So make a clear statement that at the end of the day, you're responsible, you're accountable, your decisions count at the end of the day, and don't let your team too close so that there is not this danger of a mixture between personal and business relationships. The second big mistake that I made in the past was my obsession with the top line and my obsession with growth. I once ran a company where everything was about growth, and the growth had to be, that was a people business, a services business, and to do the growth, you would have to hire people. As a consequence, you would have them on their payroll, but if they were not hired by a customer, they would just cost you money and not make any revenues. And then you start running after the revenues, after the turnover, and the turnover never comes as fast as you would like it to come or as you expect it to come. So the whole thing went pear-shaped, and finally, there were other factors in the whole construct, but at the end I got fired. So I learned from that concentration on the bottom line is really what counts. A business that doesn't make a profit is not a business, is it? So you have to concentrate on the bottom line from the very beginning. Of course, you have to invest, but then operationally concentrate on making a profit. So the thing is, you are going to think about, what can I do realistically in terms of revenues? What is my normal contribution? So the gross profit. And then you just ask yourself, what fits between the gross profit and the bottom line? Mistake number 3 of the biggest mistakes that I made as an entrepreneur was not leading my bosses. Now, if I say bosses, I actually mean stakeholders, shareholders. And that is extremely important, because once you're running a business, there will be the point in time when there will be conflict between your shareholders and you, and your stakeholders and you. So always think about how you can actually combine your strengths, because everybody has got strengths. And from my opinion, if you put your strengths and your shareholders' strengths together, then you are even stronger. That is not always very easy because, you know, when the going gets tough, everybody is actually, especially the stakeholders, many of them, they are actually very concerned about their investment and how they can save their money. So discussions might become a little bit ugly from time to time, not too, say, fact-based, emotionally, etc., but always keep your calm and make constructive proposals that are based on, you know, as I said before, the two strengths coming together. And the worst thing you can do, that's actually what I did, make your stakeholders feel like fools or incompetent. Don't concentrate on what they do wrong. Concentrate on how you can use their strengths to help you and to help the common good. That is a major learning from my past. And I got fired twice, once from a project and once from a company, just because I did not manage the stakeholders well. And I learned from that there is no point in going into a conflict with their stakeholders. Rather concentrate on the strength of them and combine yours with theirs, then you're going to be successful. Leadership is a craft and an art at the same time. So the 3 principles that I talked about today, or the 3 mistakes that you should avoid: being too close to your people, being obsessed with the top line, and not managing your stakeholders, are part of the craft. And please, I can only urge you to follow my recommendations in this instance meticulously. Avoid these mistakes to be successful. The life coaching teaches you to learn the capabilities, skills, and the knowledge of the greatest leaders and entrepreneurs worldwide within weeks. So if you want to reduce your sleepless nights and be more successful as a leader of a company, feel free to join the community by clicking on the button below this video, and by that subscribing to my channel. And if you like, give us a thumbs up so that you show you appreciated this part of the show. I'm Armin L. Rao, founder of A. Leonard Rao, the Entrepreneur's Entrepreneur, and don't forget, lead yourself.